Hello everybody, this is DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room, and I want to do a sort of a yearly update, my sort of New Year's resolution for the next year of 2016, and just tell you what's going to be going on with the channel. I've got a few updates which are probably, well, they are very big to me. Are they going to be big to you? Will you even notice them? I'm not sure, but for me these are big changes, and yeah, I just want to talk to you what's basically going on. I've got my notes right here in case I forget anything, because every time I do one of these update videos I always think at the end, oh, I didn't mention that. But anyway, right, okay. So first things first, how is Slope's Game Room going to be changing? I put up a couple of tweets about this. Obviously I've told my patrons a lot about this, and yeah, it's raised a few eyebrows on what's going on. I seem to have had a formula pretty nailed down, and for some reason I want to change it. So what I am actually changing is quite minute, but it's really to try and drive a little bit more audience towards my videos. And how I started off with the blue font that you see, that you always see in my videos. I'm sure you'll see them with all the ones I've put up so far of the Slope's Game Room series. They're all downloaded PNGs, if you know what that means, and it's just a bit time, especially when you've got an interview with someone and you're writing lines and lines and lines and lines of text. Every single line is a picture instead of actually writing it out. It's something I started doing when I very first started doing this video editing stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and obviously it's not the easiest way to go. So now I've moved away from that, plus I wasn't a fan of the font anyway. So it's changing from this to this. Okay, so this is my new font. It's supposed to be sort of out there, and it's supposed to grab you. And yeah, that's one of the things I'm changing. The first place you're going to see this is in all of my older videos where I've actually recently changed all the title cards. So here's an old title card. Here's a new title card. As you can see, it's slightly more, bang, it's in your face a little bit more, and that's what I want to see. And I talk about this, I do a few exclusive videos for my Patreons, and I've done a video explaining why I'm changing my title cards, and how people only have a few seconds to look down a list of videos, and they see yours. Is this going to grab them? And I think my old blue font with the black background and one static image it's not really doing it. So I really want something out there a little bit more, and I'm going to be using that font and that sort of imagery with the title card actually in my videos. Now, like I said, this probably isn't the biggest deal to you. I'm talking about a font here, but for me this is a big deal. I've actually been using this now for what, year and a half or so. So yeah, it's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me. Okay, so so yeah, you got the title cards, the fonts. That's one of the things that I'm changing. I'm sure you've already clicked away from this video because how boring is that topic? So the quality of Slope's Game Room is going to slightly improve. So as you've seen throughout the year, if you want to go back to my very first, let's have a look, my 250 subscriber video. I think I did a 100 subscriber video actually. My thanks for subscribing 100 video. If you look at that, it's a really, really dark room. I'll put the video up here so you can see it. It's a really dark room. It's a bit horrid. Obviously, I've invested now in some actually good quality lights. I'm in the Disney room today, yeah, it's quite well lit in here anyway. So yeah, that's one thing that's going to be improving. The second thing that's going to be improving is the audio. The reason why my audio was always a little bit, you can hear almost like a fan going off in the background, was because there was a fan going off in the background. My PC is quite powerful, and it pumps out this heavy, heavy fan, and that's pretty much underneath my microphone. So I've changed it. My PC now is actually in a cupboard under the stairs, and there's a lead going through a wall to my computer, and the main reason for this is, one, I've got a little baby, I don't need to keep pushing all the buttons on my PC, and two, I want to make sure the audio sounds better. I want to be in a room with no disruptions, and now I've managed to sort that out, so that's cool. Also, you would have noticed in my 100 Facts About Mario video, I've invested in a nice little green screen. I've turned my attic into a green screen studio. So I'm going to be using that a lot more, but I like having each of my series of videos, like the Disney videos, obviously going to be mostly played in here, unless they're collaborated. My 100 Facts About Mario are going to be in my attic upstairs, the green screen, and yeah, and the Slope's Game Room don't really have me in there, but you get the idea. I want each one to be unique in its own series. Okay, so that's what else is going on. I'm still looking into doing slight editing tweaks. I've learned how to do parenting and mothering in the editing program that I use. That probably means nothing to you, but it means a big deal to me. You will see the first instance in this new editing skill that I'm using in my next video. So in my next video, you'll see the new title cards fully in place as a brand new video, and you will see yeah, my new editing skills. There's slight improvements, but I've been doing it since my very first one, and I really do think you can see these slight improvements if you go back and see the big jump. For me, it's a big deal. I constantly want to improve my videos and my quality and my output for you guys, and this is how I'm doing it. What else is up? Okay, so from about halfway through the year last year, I started pumping out videos on a weekly basis. When I do these weekly videos, it gives me, I spend most amount of time on my original Slopes Game Room series, where I talk about, you know, the complete history of Alex Kidd or Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and the cinematic platformers, all that series. I want to continue putting the most amount of effort into those, but so you will see the odd, you know, unboxing and the odd, what else? Disney videos are coming back in a big way. It's taken quite a while to get a few collaborators to work with me, and you know, taking a little bit of time. It's just what happens when you work with other people. You know, there is normally a bit more of a delay. And yeah, so they're coming back in a big way. You're going to see those in between my Slopes Game Room episodes. 100 Facts About is coming back also in a big way. I've got a 4-part series of that. Last time I did Mario, everyone thought I was going to be doing Sonic next, but no. My next video is 100 Facts About That's all I'm saying. P something. 100 facts about that. If you can work it out, write it below. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong anyway, but it'd be quite cool to see if you got it right when I eventually upload those videos. So, that's coming up. What else is coming up? Okay, so another slight improvement on my title cards. Again, I talked about this in my how to make a title card video, which I did for my Patreons, is the upgrading, sort of the refreshing of what my videos are actually called. So I never actually expected to do this amount of videos when I started. I knew I wanted to do a Roland episode. I knew I wanted to do an Earthworm Jim episode, even though they're quite far away. There was a few others I knew I wanted to do, and I thought once I've done them, I'm probably just going to leave them. But the amount of people that have suddenly jumped on to watch what I watch and really enjoy what I'm watching, I've had a lot of support from Retro Unlim and another one which have gone, but I'll talk about that in a bit, and a few other bits, and it's just, it's really pumped me up to continue doing what I want to do, continue wanting to get more people to see this content, and I don't see an end in sight, not for a while at least. So yeah, plenty more Slopes Game Room to come. But yeah, with these titles, what I'm doing is let me give you an example. Okay, so I done the Zombies Ain't My Neighbours trilogy. I thought that would be a bit of a grabbing sort of title, but honestly, it's not a trilogy. There's a sequel to Zombies Ain't My Neighbours, if you've seen that, called Ghoul Patrol. If you haven't seen that, I won't see what the third game is I'm talking about, but it's not technically a trilogy, although it's sort of the same sort of game made by the same people, very similar. It's obviously not a trilogy. So to try and raise a bit of interest and, you know, really question everybody I've changed it to, Zombies Ain't My Neighbours was a trilogy, question mark. I wanted to get out there and, you know, really get in the face of people that are going to hopefully see that video come, hang on, what's this? Is it? Let me have a look. You see what I mean? So I'm changing a lot of my titles, and this is what I'm going to be doing from now on. I want to make sure my videos have a bit more of an oomphy sort of, you know, something about them that makes people want to click them. And yes, that is what I'm doing. Next, my phone has died. What else am I going to be talking about? Okay, so people that have collaborated with me. Obviously, the big one is my Disney videos. I wanted to use this to really get more on camera. I'm a massive fan of Disney as well. It's something I always wanted to do. I was planning on doing that as one episode, but what the hell was I thinking? So yes, when I went out to a lot of different YouTubers, and I'm still doing it as well, to ask if they wanted to collaborate with me on a Disney project. I had a hell of a lot of people say yes, and when I gave them the option to, you know, because I want to make sure it's a film that they either love or have some kind of connection with, everyone jumped to the 90s. And as I want to release them in an orderly basis, from number 1, Snow White, all the way up to, what's the latest one, not Inside Out, that's Pixar. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Frozen, Big Hero 6, sorry, Big Hero 6. Everyone sort of jumped towards that, I suppose, Little Mermaid onwards. There's a few stragglers down here. I obviously had Amanda Jean, who was so incredible for helping me out and done a really good professional video. But now I'm past that low end scale where I'm talking about films like Fun and Fancy Free, and obviously Snow White was a big one. You know, a lot of those smaller ones, Make My Music, Melody Time, Ichabod and Mr. Toad, all that sort of stuff. They're ones that people just don't know about, don't really want to talk about those. They want to talk about the ones that they've got the big connection with. So from now on, you're going to see a lot more collaborators on those Disney projects. Not necessarily all of them are into gaming. I follow a lot of vloggers. I follow people that are into animation in a really, really big way. So, and obviously some are gaming as well. So you're going to see all those people collaborating. Everyone wants to see the Aladdin video, and that Aladdin video was done so long ago. And I'm just really, really apologetic to the people that worked on that. You know who you are. And obviously Mulan was another really big one, and you know who you are that collaborated with me. These videos are done, edited, completely done. They're up there for my Patreons to see, but yeah, I can't release them until I get to that number. I'm really, really sorry. It's just taken a long time to get there, but I'm hoping to get those out a lot more. My next 100 facts about something beginning with P. You worked it out yet? It's a 4-part series. Is another someone that I'm collaborating with. I've already collaborated with them in the past, not on my channel. I'm sort of there, if you want to maybe say it like that. Yeah, I'm collaborating with someone else around that sort of era as well, around that way, and they're going to be helping me out with that video because it is massive, so huge it could literally be a movie length. And that's going to be, like I say, in 4 parts. But it makes sense. I'm not trying to cut it up to get more views and whatever. You will see why I've cut it up. It makes sense. Anyway, collaborators. Now, you're going to see a lot more of that. And my very next video, which is a Slopes Game Room episode, is going to be the first Slopes Game Room episode that has a collaborator. I only like collaborating with people on these particular types of videos if it works. Someone comes up to me and says, "Dad, I want to be part of the video," as much as I really would want them to. I don't want to just chuck someone in there willy-nilly for the sake of it. For instance, I added Larry into the top 10 Sega IPs that never got sequels video, and the only reason I added him in there is because it wouldn't have been long. I've got shaving cream on my ear. Sorry. The only reason I added Larry to this was because he normally adds on my videos, "Actually, Dan, you forgot about this." And I'm, Larry. And because I showed him a preview of that video before it went up, he did it again. I'm like, right, that does it. You're getting in the video and you're going to point it out live on the video. You know what I mean? It works well. And my next video, the Slopes Game Room episode, I've actually managed to get another collaborator of someone that was actually a really big influence on me starting a channel. And a lot of you guys will either know him because I've mentioned him in the past, or really should get to know him, and he's going to be working in my next video. Again, it's something that works with the video. It's not a random placement of this person from YouTube. It actually works really well. The video, you'll see more about it in 2 days time, on Sunday. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, on 3 days time when I finally upload that video. So yeah, you got the collaborators. Now, this is the part of the video which I didn't really want to talk about. Well, 50-50 actually. So, when I got to my 4th video, which was maybe my 5th video, whatever the Michael Jackson one was, a website called Retro Game Geeks got hold of me. Well, I was tweeting back and forth and stuff on Twitter, and yeah, they wanted to host my videos, and obviously I was well up for this. This was crazy. I was only probably about 100 odd subscribers then, if that. Yeah, I was forever grateful for the amount of effort they put in, you know, retweeting out my stuff and putting up stuff on the website. It sort of dulled down a bit by the end. I'm quite bad with typing. I'm not very grammatically correct with the way I write. I'm quite bad at English. So I sort of faded away from the forums a little bit, which, you know, maybe that is a fault on my part. But I've moved away from Retro Game Geeks. It was a bit of a messy breakup. I'm really apologetic for how it all went. But, you know, it is what it is. It's a big shame because there are some really great guys over there, although, let's be honest, most of those guys have left now as well for probably the same reasons. Yeah, it's a massive shame about what happened with Retro Game Geeks. If you want to see what's going on, go over to the forum. You can see what's happening there if you really want to, but I wouldn't bother. Yeah, guys, that's what's happened there. Thankfully, I've managed to stay friends with practically everyone on there, and I do talk to them from time to time, and you're going to see a couple of collaborations with the people that have been on there. So no disrespect to anyone over there, it's just such a shame that it broke down, and people have been asking me what happened, and you can see for yourself if you really want to, but it's just, I suppose if I was going to put it shortly, it's just cross-firing opinions. That's really it. You're not set up to get along with everyone in this world, unfortunately. Me and the main people over at Retro Game Geeks. don't really get along. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Thankfully, Retro Unlim have been absolutely fantastic to me. I'm very, very regular on their incredible podcast. I managed to speak to some really quality people. I don't mean like the big boys. I'm talking about, you know, everyone over at Retro Game Geeks. I mentioned in my top 10 YouTubers under 5,000 subscribers that you should get to know, and some of those guys are in there. Novabug is fantastic. Check out Novabug. Right, here we go. Check out Novabug. Go and check him out. Gashead Steve, he's also incredible. John, who done the Desert Island Games, who I'll upload to my video there, my one that I've done with Desert Island Games. Obviously, Stephen helped me out a lot with all my stuff. I've done the Slopes Games show. That was what it was, with Harry Yak and everyone else in that. Cool. And Ashins and Larry was in that as well, which is really cool. So many others. I'm having in mind, this is why I write stuff down. I wasn't going to bring this up, but yeah, I'm going to start blamming up this way. I'm going to start whacking up loads of random other annotations. So check out those guys' channels. There's some really good ones. Retro Gaming Addicts. Oh yes, this gives me the chance to talk about. Oh my god, I'm rambling. This gives me a chance to talk about my. I become YouTuber of the month, and apparently it was a record-breaking month. I went up against some incredible YouTubers, especially Zypho, which I sort of knew about before, but not too much. But you know, when you're sort of going in competition, I suppose you look into them more. And Zypho was such a good YouTuber. In love with that guy's content. I went through a bit of a phase where I didn't really do much stuff on my channel because I spent so long watching his stuff. And some other ones on there as well, like I said, Retro Gaming Addict and a few others as well. Oh, I'm talking so fast. I'm sweating. I'm like Lee Evans. So yes, Retro Unlim is a fantastic website, and it's getting a slight relaunch for probably the third time since I've been a part of the website. Make sure you go out and check it out because it's incredible. Yes, Retro Unlim, obviously very new on the scene over there, but I'm also part of Gamester 81. Gamester 81 is someone that needs no introduction because he is incredible. He's been around for a while. He's very, very respected, and thankfully me and him have, you know, exchanged quite a lot on emails and Facebook messaging and whatnot. And I am very, very, very grateful to be now part of Gamester 81 as well, who uploads my videos. He tweets out about me and puts it up on Facebook. And yeah, it's absolutely quality that Gamester 81 likes my stuff. It's mind blowing that people like this know who I am. And actually want me to contribute to their website. So guys, if you've been living under a rock, the other song side, if you've been living under a rock, what are you doing? Gamester 81 is so good. Go and check him out, and he is helping promote my stuff, so thank you. Yes. yes. What is next? Disney collaborates 100 facts said about. Okay. So I mentioned in my 1,000 subscriber episode thank you video, which I uploaded 3 or 4 months ago. Thank you guys, I'm close to 2,000 now. How mental's that in 4 months maybe? That's insane. I've been picked up to work on a TV show. A lot of people want to know what's going on with that. Obviously you can see it if you are part of my Patreon. Nothing's really happened with it, if I'm honest. We're pushing it out to a lot more people. It's actually going to hotel chains as well. There's a lot of different like channels and stuff that are sort of interested, and honestly, my big part of this is basically creating the content, getting it out to the to the companies that would publish it on TV. I suppose the right word isn't really my bag. I wouldn't really know where to start with that sort of thing. So at the moment, it's just. It's still sitting there, it's ready, and we're constantly going out to, well, not me personally, but they're going out constantly to hopefully promote it to different channels and stuff. So it's going to happen, but not yet, not as soon as we had hoped. I'm gonna have a breath, what is wrong with me? Yeah, another New Year's resolution is I need to lose some weight, and I've actually got some cool video I'm working with to work with that, but whether it happens, I plan on doing this since the beginning. I want to lose weight, but chocolate's too awesome, isn't it? Okay, another big update, and this is really the biggest deal. This is actually quite a big deal even. I have teamed up with 2 people. One of them is a bit of an obvious one that I'm always banging on about if you know me personally. and another one is a game shop, which I'm sure you'll be able to work out because it isn't that far from where I live. Another couple of YouTubers go there and talk about the place as well. But I'm hoping to actually create some video content for these guys' own channel. It'll hopefully have my little name down here in the bottom, but really it's for them. I always want to go out there and help YouTubers that I believe are mega got some potential. I mean, I'm still really small in the YouTube arena, and for instance, all my animations that I created for My Gamer XP, No Save Data, DK Retro Games, Tales Forever, all that sort of stuff. Games Yanks Can't Wank. I've created these intros, and I want to continue doing that. You will see in January another YouTuber that I've worked with that I've created their intro, but I'm also working with these two people, one that, like I say, I'm really talking about in this game shop, which I don't want to go into it too much because I haven't created it yet, and you know how this sort of stuff works. It can take a while, sometimes it just doesn't happen. I don't want to talk about things like this until it's ready. So yeah, on a very regular basis, I'm going to be hopefully doing some editing work with that particular YouTuber that I'm talking about. You don't know who he is. It's obvious though, isn't it? And this game shop, I'm hoping to, I don't know, work with these guys in some way. And there's just two, and obviously the intro that I'm bringing out in January, 3 people really that I'm hoping to work with in 2016. And if I'm honest, I'm probably going to be doing quite a bit more. Like I said, I do like working with other channels that I do see potential with, people that I know will, I want to get my name out there, and I want to really help people that, to push their channel as much as mine. So that's going on. Whew, we got to be close to the end of this now. What else is going on? What else have I got to talk about? Okay, there isn't actually that much else to talk about. I am going to be recording a podcast soon with... car alarm's going off. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, it's gone. Okay, let's carry on. So I'm going to be doing a podcast with, I'll say it actually, we tweeted about it, with a guy called Flinny, Modern Robot. We've done a podcast in the past. First time I'd ever been on a podcast where he just asked me about what's going on with me and how I got into Slopes Game Room, games that I really enjoyed this year, all that sort of stuff. And we're just going to basically do a podcast just talking about our highlights of 2015, possibly talking about what we're looking forward to in 2016 as well. So yeah, you got that. So I don't know if it's going to be a regular thing on podcasts. Obviously it always will over at Retro Running because those guys are incredible. Yeah. Yeah, so you got the podcast there. Will I do much more Let's Plays? That's something that people keep asking me. Am I going to do a Let's Play channel? Probably not just yet. I am working so hard. Do about 50-hour week. You are in actually the baby's room here. This isn't our bedroom. This isn't where I sleep. We're in the baby's bedroom now, so that takes up a crazy amount of time. And then about 9 o'clock or whatever, after the baby's gone to bed, if we're lucky, that's when I start editing. So I really don't have a lot of time. Plus, I also like playing games, and I like watching films and exercising and stuff. I like doing all this sort of stuff, and it's so hard to really get on there. So am I going to do a gaming channel as well as a Slopes Game Room channel, as well as collaborating with this other guy that I've talked about, as well as doing all this random other stuff? Probably not for a little while. I need a bit more time. You'll see the odd little one here and there over the year, I'm sure you will. But yeah, it's not something that I'm focusing on. It's not something that I particularly enjoy watching. Channels that do nothing but Let's Plays. I do like the whole documentary style, which is what I do in my videos. That's what influenced me, and that's what I like to continue doing. And yeah, you're going to see a lot more of what I like to do, probably not so much in kind of Let's Plays and stuff like that. You'll see the odd one. I'm sure you will. I'm sure. But as a dedicated channel, probably not. Probably not. Actually, I can probably say as a definite no for a while. Yes. And I just had a bath. I think I need another one because I am going crazy in front of this camera. But that's basically what's going on with me in 2016. It probably looks like I'm always looking over that way a little bit or something, but it's because I'm looking at the screen, not the camera, which I should be. Filming yourself 101 for YouTube. I don't know how to do it. Guys, yes, this is DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room. Thank you all so much for subscribing, being a part of my Twitter. Oh yeah, that's what's happening. My Twitter, as of about a month ago, I really hit hard with Twitter. I've always found it's probably been the best way to promote myself and you know, get myself out there, talk to people. That's what it's about, talking to people and finding out what they're into, and finding out if they're, you know, if you share interests, because there's nothing better than, if you're a nerd, to talk to other nerds about your nerdy stuff. So yeah, continuing to use Twitter. Make sure you get over there. I've got about 11,000 people following me now on Twitter. I do daily updates all the time about crappy video game cases, which I did before Angry Video Game Nerd. I did. Crappy game cases. I do Man Crush Mondays and all these really funny little hashtag things, and they're all actual made content by me. And you see this sort of stuff on a daily basis, and I like to get in conversations with you guys. So if you are not following me on Twitter, make sure you do. Anyway, yes, I almost forgot about that bit. Guys, yes, this is DJ Slope from Slope's Gaming. Thank you all so much, Patreon or not, I do not care. Talk to me every way you can. Thank you so much for following me and helping me out in all the ways that you have. People, you know who you are. Thank you all so much. It has been an absolute honour this year to be on YouTube and have so many people like my stuff and getting daily comments. It started off like, oh my god, someone's commenting on my stuff, you know, but now it's happening so much, and I do like to try and reply to everybody, although it might take a little while. Guys, Slope's Game Room is going up, and 2016 is going to be a big year. I do hope you stick around for the ride. Some great new content coming up. I've already written about 5 or 6 scripts, half written or in different phases, ready to basically record on my new microphone with not a fanny airy room. Get it edited and get it out to you guys. Yeah, some great interviews I've got lined up as well. So 2016 is going to be a great year, but for now, thank you so much for your following of me in 2015. Thank you guys. This is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Mwah.